This week, we're going to see if we can get this old Corvair running and driving. I'll tell you all about it here in just a minute. If you will recall, I made a trip last week to Goldsboro, North Carolina in the danged old Ford out there. You know, curse of the silver bullet, if you will. Gave us a little bit of trouble, but I did finally make it. We're going to work on this car firstly. You know, there's several others out here that we're going to work on. But before we start on this, before I tell you about it, he's got some that are going to Barrett Jackson auction. And let's just go look at them. I'll tell you about them real quick. Then we'll get back on this car. Here's the first one we're going to look at. It's 84 Monte Carlo SS. Original paint, 51,000 miles. It does have the 305, which it ain't all that great, but brother-in-law just told me it's supposed to be the HO, which means it had a whopping 190 horsepower instead of the base 145 horsepower. You know, in the 80s, they wasn't all that great as far as horsepower goes. But this is one very clean car. It sure is. Let's look on the inside real quick. I think it's all original with the exception of an aftermarket radio. Other than that, it looks like a brand new car in here. It's a very nice vehicle. Sure is. Like I said, he's headed to Barrett Jackson with it in the next, well actually I think they're going to be here in a couple of hours loaded up. We'll get some video of that, but yes sir, that's a very nice vehicle. Here's the next one we're going to take a look at. It's a 1976 Cadillac Eldorado. It does have 71,000 original miles. It's got the 500 Cadillac big block in it. And it is a convertible. And it is a very nice car. Yes, sir. They sure had some style back then. Let's take a look on the interior real quick. That's a fancy car, buddy. It sure is. I just thought I'd video them two real quickly because, like I said, they are getting put on the truck and headed, I think, to Florida to the Barrett Jackson sale down there. Anyways, let's get back in here and get to working on this Corvair. Let's see if we can get this old car running. Let me tell you a little bit about it. It is, well, let's just see what this says on this for sale sign. It's a 1988 Silverado with a fresh rebuilt transmission. No, it's a 1966 Chevrolet Corvair. And it is a convertible. We'll see if that top works after a while. This was Chevrolet's answer to the foreign little small economical cars coming in during the 50s and 60s. They actually, I think, were trying to compete with the VW Bug. It is a rear engine, air cooled, you know, therefore they were sort of copying the VW Bug. They're neat little cars. I've never worked on one, so this will be a first for me. Let's look on the inside real quick. See what we got going on. It's not a bad looking car. It really ain't. It looks to be in pretty decent shape. I don't know if this is original upholstery. But yes, sir, she looks pretty sharp. It's got, I think, 44,000 miles on it. These are your manual transmission too. I don't know a whole lot about them. I've never worked on one. But, well, we're fixing to see if this whole thing is going to run. Now here's the reason why I chose this car firstly to work on. It's supposed to be sold. My brother-in-law bought it, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. Well, then he had a young feller see it and say, I want that car. My brother-in-law shot him a price. He said, okay, I'm going to try to save up my money. Been a year or two, you know, since he talked to him. Well, he called him up a couple weeks ago and he said, I got some money. I want to come buy that car. So we got to get this running pretty quickly, get it back roadworthy because I believe he's supposed to be coming to get it here for too long. Let's pop the hood real quick and see what we see. Like I said, I've never worked on one and I don't know if I can get the hood open. There we go. Well, there's a spare tire back here laying on top of the motor, so let's get that out of the way. Oh, that's where it goes. Okay. Not sure how long it's been sitting or how long it's been since it's ran, but probably not long, maybe 5 or 6 years. It does have dual carbs So yeah, we got us a hot rod Corvair here. I think these are Rochester 1 barrels. That's what they look like anyways. And here's the alternator. The belt, it makes a twist and turn. It's kind of weird looking. And it plus, it's air cooled, like I said. I believe it's all aluminum block and heads and all. And well, let me pull this air cleaner off, and you can see the cooling fan underneath it. There's some kind of a breather tube or something right there. There we go. Let's set this to the side. Let's pull this little contraption here off real quick, just like that right there. And there is your cooling fan. That belt is really loose. That's something we're going to have to look at. Yeah, ain't no way that can be right, but let me show you how it twists and turns. Well, here's the setup up close and personal. As you can see, the belt comes from down there. Here's your crank pulley. Let me get the light down in here. It's an odd little setup. There's your crank pulley down in there, and your belt comes up through here. It has a twist from there to here, and then it twists back, goes around the blower fan, the cooling fan, and then it comes back down to the alternator and has to twist the end back down to the crank. Very odd little setup. Like I said, it's got two, I'm assuming they're 1 barrel. Yeah, I think they're 1 barrel Rochesters. We'll probably have to take them off and clean them. Let's check the Earls real quick. Do we have any Earls? Oh yeah, dead on the full mark. A little dark. We may change the oil in it. What is? Oh, that's where you put the Earl in. I was fixing to look for the radiator, and then I realized, you big dummy, it's air cooled. Let me get the meter out, see if that battery's got any charge. I doubt it, but it does have this neat little disconnect, so maybe it's holding a charge. We'll see. What do we have? I'm sure it's dead, but I just want to check real quick. Oh yeah, it's got about 105 millivolts. That is really loose too. We'll have to do something about that, but let me see if I can't scrounge up a battery, or may have to go buy one. And we'll see if the thing will turn over and check spark and all that. And we might just put some gasolines down in the carb and see if it'll fire off. Well, I found a battery, a jump pack, and then I needed the keys. My brother-in-law went out to lunch. I was told to come look in this drawer for a key for that Corvair. I'll be back about 30 minutes if I can find it in here. I found them. I looked for, a few minutes. And I mean, he's just, it's a car lot. He's just got cars everywhere. And just a big old pile of keys to all these older stuff in his desk drawer. And I looked through, and there was several that didn't have tags on them. Well, his detail guy here at the car lot come in there helping me trying to find them. He said, look, he's got a real bad habit of writing the wrong thing on the wrong tag, putting it with the wrong keys. So I just grabbed keys that look like Chevrolet. They got a square and a round. Sort of like a Ford, I guess, but they look a little different. Anyway, I brought a handful of them out here and tried them. And this is no longer a 1966 Corvair. It is a 1981 AMC Scrambler Jeep. 2-door white. Yep, that's what it is. Appreciate that, Anthony. I'm going to try to get him on video later. He don't really want to be, but there's a couple of newer vehicles in the showroom, and I'm really looking forward to riding, hopefully driving them. Just wait till you see what they are. But anyway, I'm going to get him on video, tell you all about them, because I don't know nothing about new vehicles. Anyways, let's put the jump pack on this, see if it'll turn over, see if we're getting spark. I'll have to go buy a battery for it, but for now, let's just hook this little feller here up. I just want to see if it's going to turn over and all that good stuff. Do we have any sparkies? No, sir. All right, let me go up front there and let's see if she'll turn over. Does it turn over? Oh yeah, we're good there. Let's put our spark checker on here. See if we're getting spark. I'm assuming it's being a 66. Well, that just broke. Well, that's good. Let me pull another one off. Anyway, I'm assuming it's being a 1966. It's got points. So we'll probably have to clean them, but let's just see. That's not going to work right there. Well, how in the world am I going to test spark? These here are way down in the hole. I can't even get that out. It's got a cover. There we go. Oh yeah, that'll work right there. All right, let me plug it in right here. And I'm going to set the camera up where y'all can see it, and then you're gonna have to tell me if we got sparky spark or not. All right, y'all tell me if we got any sparky spark. Well, according to the video, we have no sparky spark. So let me pull this cap off. I got to have a screwdriver for that. And we'll look at the points and probably sand them. I don't even know where the starter is on this thing. So, you know, if I need to put my gun on it, I ain't got a clue. Because it's, you know, it's covered up because it's air cooled. We got some kind of canister on either side back here. I wonder what that is. It feels like it's got a top on it. I'll have to do a little research on that. All right, let's look at the points. It does not have points. It has been converted to electronic ignition, I guess. No, sir, I don't think so. Because, well, I guess it could be. This is odd. There's the little rotor, but there's no points. I tell you what, before I go to pulling stuff apart, well, let me show y'all what I'm looking at, why I thought it was electronic ignition at first. Then I'm going to do some research and see exactly where they are. Yep. If you have never worked on a Corvair, well, you're going to learn along with me because, like I said, I've never worked on one. But I saw this red thing, and I thought there for a second it's a pickup, but there's really no reluctor wheel there. So I'm assuming it's just a newfangled capacitor, but you don't see any points. They may be under this cover here. Do I see any wires? Yeah, there's one wire right there. They probably are, but let me do a little research before I go to pulling things apart and just make sure they're under there. Well, upon further research, I was correct the first time. This is electronic ignition. What threw me off is the reluctor wheel there is round. You know, on the older Chevrolets, Dodges, and Fords, the reluctor wheel, well, if it's a V8, it looks like a 8-pointed star. Well, that there's just smooth and round. But that is a Pertronix, I believe, Igniter 2 electronic ignition. And why are we not getting spark with electronic ignition? Well, that's what we got to find out. What it could be, this camera does 30 frames per second, and sometimes it has trouble catching the spark. And that may be what's going on. So I need to be back here whilst it's turning over, you know, so I can see if it is actually getting spark. As soon as I can find the starter solenoid, I'll hook my little gun up, and I can stand back here and turn it over and see if we got spark. Let me see if I can find the starter now. Well, apparently, you have to take this wheel off to get to the starter, so let me get her jacked up, and I'll get my little trigger hooked up, and then maybe I can tell what's going on with the sparky sparks. Where am I going to jack it up? That right there looks like a good place. We'll try it anyway. All right, let's get that tire off. Oh, my knees, oh, my knees. Oh, look at there. First try. Oh, yeah. Them tires are brand spankingly new, I do believe. Won't have to worry about that. Now, that wheel brake ain't locked up, so that's good too. Oh, yeah. I gotta get my light. I can see the solenoid, but I can't see the wires. I found it, I found it. Let's see if that is the right one. Let's see if I turn over. Oh, my knees, oh, my knees. Oh, yeah, that's it. Let me get a clamp, put that on there. All right, let's see if we get any sparky sparks, or are we gonna have to work on the electronicals? Oh, yeah. We'll get the spark. Let's see if the camera will pick it up now. Yeah, I think it caught a couple of sparks, but we do have spark. I think what I'm gonna do, let's just pour a little bit of gas down the carb and see if it'll light off. Well, I got me some gasolines in my little squirt bottle here. We're gonna give her a drink. Like figuring out how to work that choke. Now let's just see if the whole thing will at least hit. I don't know if it's got any gas in the tank. Fuel pump may be bad. My brother-in-law just told me it'd been sitting there about 8 years. Let's just see what happens. Let me turn the key on. Gotta turn the key on. Fire in the hole. Look at there. Oh yeah, she's gonna run pretty good. Well, I have no clue if it's got any gasolines in the tank. Let's look at the gauge. It probably don't work, but it might. Well, it's way past F, so I'm gonna say that don't work. So I got 3 or 4 gallons. Let's just put some in it real quick. It'll take it a second to pull it up here. If the fuel pump is bad for some reason, I think that's it right there. So pretty convenient to get to if we got to change it. Let's put some gas in it, see what it does. I got something to show y'all here in a minute. I completely forgot about it sitting over here in the corner. I'm gonna have to rent a trailer and take it back home, but I'm quite excited that I have acquired it. All right, let's go see if she'll sit here and run for us. Let's give her another crank of the gasolines. Fire in a hole. Fire in a hole again. Come on. It ain't bringing no fuels up yet. Let me pull the fuel line off, see if we're getting fuel. If we are, then we got carb issues. We're gonna have to pull them apart. Here's what I was talking about a minute ago. This little fella right here. Y'all know what that is? 'Tis a brake lathe. Oh yeah, he's give it to me. So we got to rent a trailer, hook it to this thing right here, and take it back to Tennessee when I go. I don't know how heavy this thing is. It ain't too bad, no. But this is awesome. Yes, sir. I've been wanting one of these for a long time. So now when we drag junk home like this, we can turn the rotors and the drums, because rotors and drums are getting quite expensive nowadays. Anyways, looking forward to getting that home. All right, let's pull this fuel line off and just see what we got going on. Well, we're not getting any fuel. That's just bone dry. I don't know. I'm assuming this is a mechanical pump, not vacuum. Yeah, it feels like it goes down in the motor. Let me crank on it a little bit and see if we can ever get any fuel up here. Well, now it won't even fire, so I do not know what has happened. Interesting. Let me put some in this carb over here. Maybe I flooded that one. Well, what has happened? That won't even fire. Let me get my checker out and put it on spark plug. Do we have any fire? No, sir. Did I turn the key off? Let me go make sure. No, sir. The key is on, so we've lost fire for some reason. All I did was pull this line off. Now, what in the devil could have happened to keep this thing from getting fire now? Let me try it again. Well, it's showing fire. I do not know what has happened. Let me hold her wide open. Maybe I flooded it. Very interesting. How can you go from running just like that to nothing? I know what's happened. It's called MLS. Yep, it has followed me to North Carolina is what it's done. It sure has. There we go. We got fuel pump issues. It should have done pumped it up here by now. If I can find me some air I'm gonna take this line loose and blow it back through up to the tank. Decided to take a little break. My brother-in-law come and got me, said they're fixing to load them cars up. Headed to Barrett Jackson in Florida, wherever the auction is. I don't know. I don't keep up with that kind of stuff, but I figured I'd just video it and let y'all see how they get hauled.
How close you want to be? It's just like our stock.
There goes one in. And now here comes the big old long Cadillac getting loaded up. There goes the USS El Dorado, headed to Florida. Well, that was pretty interesting to watch. We got to get back on this Corvair in here. I'm not a Ford guy, y'all know that, but this Bronco, I'm telling you, I would love to have that. I'm not sure if we're going to fool with that right now. I'll tell you what we can do. Here in a little while, I'm going to walk around the lot. He's got a few other vehicles sitting outside that we might work on this time. We might work on it next time. I don't know. We'll just have to see. But let's get back on this car for now. I want to try something on this fuel pump before I blow air back through that line. Let me undo this line right here, and let's pour some gasolines down in that fuel pump, because the diaphragm may be, you know, stiff or whatever, and plus it'll prime that pump, and maybe it'll start pumping. I don't know. We'll find out here in a minute, I guess. All right, where's my little gasoline? Here it is. All right, let's pour some down in this here fuel pump. See if we can't wake her up. All right, I think I got her filled up. Let me put this line back on and see if she's gonna pump for us, or if I'm gonna have to get a new one. I looked on O'Reilly's. They can't even order a fuel pump for this car. So I went ahead and bought one off Amazon, and it's supposed to be here tomorrow. You know, if I don't need it, all I gotta do is just send it back. But I didn't want to have to be waiting on parts for this car. All right, let me hit the key, see if we get any fuels. Come on, man. Let me fill my bottle up and we'll make it run. That might help us out on the pumping too. Where is the vent on this carburetor device? Is this it here? Maybe. Yeah. Well, let me fill the bowl up. Maybe it'll, stay running on its own for a little bit. All right. Let's just see if that helps us out any. Still ain't getting no fuel. Yeah, it should have done started pumping by now. Let me turn it off. Well, we've got fuel delivery issues. I don't know if it's pump or stopped up line. Well, let me explain this to you first. This used to be a Kia dealership. They built a new one across town. This is the used car lot now. And well, you can see there's air hose reels all in the ceiling. This was, the surface shop. He's got an air compressor, but he has to turn it off because he's got some air hoses over here that leak real bad. And I'm gonna go to O'Reilly's to get stuff to fix that air hose so he don't have to turn the air compressor off anymore, because I need air to blow through this line. Whilst I'm in town, we're going to go ahead and get us a battery, and I'm going to get me something to eat because I'm about to starve to death. Oh, yeah. So let me get all that done. I'll be back, and I'll fix that air hose, turn the air compressor on, we'll blow through that line. If that don't fix it, well, then it's going to be fuel pump, and that won't be here till tomorrow. Well, I just got back from Ireland. I got us a brand new Bantry, and trying to figure out which one is hot. I think it's that over there. Anyway, got us a new Bantry. I fixed the air hose over there too, so now we can blow air through that fuel line and see if it's stopped up or not. I hear it blowing. Yeah, that is water. Yeah, that's not good. No, sir. That water's coming out of this darn airline. It sure is. Yeah, it is plumb full. That's not good. Yeah, I forgot. That airline probably ain't been used in many years. Well, anyway, we know it's not stopped up. I heard it. Hopefully, I didn't fill it up with too much water. Let me hook it back up. See if we can get the thing to pumping. All right, let's give her one more try. See what it's going to do. I'm going to fill them bowls up again. I'm just tightening up these Bantry cables before I try to start it. But I wanted to tell y'all that the demon-possessed truck there, the curse of the silver bullet. When I went to O'Reilly's, it died on me, I think, when I pulled into O'Reilly's, or it may have been pulling out. And then I went to Wendy's, got me a umbugger, and it died pulling out of Wendy's there. Carburetor flooded, yep. We're going to have to look at that probably. Anyways, let's see if she's going to pump now. No, sir. It seems to run extremely well, but as you can see, no pumpy of the fuel, so we'll have to put that fuel pump on tomorrow. Well, I think we need to start on my least favorite thing of all. That's brakes. Yep. I'm gonna jack the back end up and pull these wheels off, pull the drums off. Let's see what the brakes look like. Actually, I haven't stepped on the pedal yet, so here we go. Let's step on the pedal, see if we got any pedal. Oh, here we go. Oh no, it goes all the way to the floor. Well, there ain't no need in pulling those off until, you know, we figure out our hydraulic issue. And I don't know, well, let me roll out of this car first, because it sits really low to the ground and I can't hardly get out. Oh me. Anyway, I got to get into the trunk, or I guess it's called a frunk on these, a front trunk, but I don't have a key. And if there's a latch that you can pop, I can't find it. So let me figure out how I'm gonna get in here so I can get into the master cylinder and fill it up with fluids, and well, we'll go from there. We all remember when I told you a minute ago that my brother-in-law had labeled the keys as an 81 Scrambler. Well, that's incorrect. Those are actually 81 Scrambler keys. It's sitting in the showroom up there. You'll see it here after a while. I stuck it in the ignition and it turns it on. So that's not the keys for this car, because it won't open, the other key won't open the frunk. Here are the Corvair keys. Guess where they were laying? We've been searching. He's got, I mean, just, you know, mounds of keys because he's got so many cars. Been searching, coming out here trying them, and did none of them work. Well, he come out here and he was looking in the glove box. We looked up on the dash and there they sat. It's the only car out of all the cars he's got that the keys are on the dash. The rest of them are up there in his office. Anyway, let's pop the trunk and look at the master cylinder real quick, see what we got going on. Let's say we can't get this here trunk open, or a front trunk. Oh yeah, look at here. All right, let's have a look see at the master cylinder real quick. Do we have any fluids, or are we completely empty? There's brake fluid right here, so that's not a good sign. No sir. Oh no, she is bone, and I do mean bone dry. Nothing. There's a little bit of trash. Let me clean that out and I'll fill it up. We'll hit the pedal and just see what happens. Yeah, it don't look bad. There's just a wee bit of crud in there. All right, this ain't got much in it, but we'll fill it up best we can. Go in there and hit the pedal, see what happens. All right, fingers crossed. Really, really good. Let me cross them really good. Actually, first let's try this. Does the horn work? Oh, look at there. Sure does. Anyway, fingers crossed, really good. And I can pump this pedal up, and we're gonna have some brakes. Probably not, because absolutely nothing is happening right now. Nope. Nothing at all. Wait a minute, wait a minute. It's coming up a little bit. It's still going to the floor, but it's something is happening. That's always good. Let me work on this a little bit and I'll be back. I pumped the pedal about 986,473 times, I believe. And if you pump it about 3 or 4 times, you got a little bit of pedal. But as soon as you let go and let it sit, then it goes to the floor. And we got a little bit of liquids on the pedal. That shiny right there, that's brake fluid. So the master cylinder's leaking. Let me go talk to my brother-in-law and see if he wants to go that far into it or not. If so, I'll have to try to find a master cylinder and we'll rebuild that tomorrow. Sometimes on these old cars, if they will sort of take a pedal, if you pump them up, if you let them sit overnight, the air bubbles will work out of the master cylinder and you'll have a decent pedal. We'll try that, but that leaking pedal, that ain't real good. I think what we'll do right now, let's just jack it up, pull the wheels, tires, and drums off, and let's look and see how good or bad the brake shoes are. If they're not cracked and busted up, they'll probably be okay. Well, I went ahead and got on the interwebs and found a master cylinder for it at AutoZone. It should be here tomorrow about 12. So when it gets here, we'll go ahead and put that on. Hopefully we'll have some brakes, but let's still go ahead and jack this up and look at the shoes and just see what kind of shape they're in. I think I can jack it up here. Will this come off easily? No, sir. I think we're gonna have to use violence. Let me get a hammer and a pry bar. Wait a minute, I got a pry bar right here. Let me get a hammer. I'm gonna have to whoop on it right there. Whoop on it. It sort of wants to come off. There we go, look here. Oh yeah. Well, there are no shoes. I mean, literally. Well, let me just get you in here and show you. There literally is no brake shoe material on these. There's a wee bit on that one, but I mean, it's just, falling off. So yeah. Does this drum come off of this hub, or is it all one assembly? I think it comes off of there. Yeah, it's moving a little bit now. It'd be nice if it came off easily. Oh, look at there. It's coming. Come on, little buddy. I think these may be okay, the way they feel, or the way it's acting. Oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with them. So all we need, those look brand new actually. So all we need is rear ones. Awesome. As you can see, they look pretty much brand new. Yeah, you can tell they're not very old. So that's going to work. I looked on, all the big parts stores. And I think I already told y'all AutoZone has got the master cylinder coming. And Advance has the rear brakes. The front ones are smaller than the rear. These are 2.5, those are 2-inch. Advance has got those in stock. So I may run by there on the way home and grab them, and then tomorrow when the master cylinder gets here, we'll get all these brakes hopefully done up. I don't know if it needs wheel cylinders or not. I guess we'll find out eventually. How about that? Anyways, it's getting kind of late in the evening. I think, let me clean up, and then I'm gonna walk y'all around the place and show you all the other vehicles outside. Well, let's just walk around out here, see what all he's got. Don't know the years of them, but I do know this is a pretty sharp Bronco. I'm not a Ford guy, y'all know that, but I wouldn't mind having this. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna fool with it this time around or wait until I come back. I'm sort of thinking about coming back in the fall and coming back through the mountains and look at the leaves as they're turning. Might fool with it then, I'm not real sure. He's got this old Jeep right here. I don't know, it's a Laredo, that's all I can tell you. I'm not a Jeep guy. I just know he's got this right here. Don't know if it's runs or anything about it. Is that a manual or automatic? That's a manual. Got 3 pedals. Oh yeah. He got some boring stuff. There's a couple of newer Broncos there. Would they be what you call the OBS or brick nose? I don't know. I'm not a Ford guy. There's a couple of them there. I think these usually sell pretty easily. You got that one right there. You got that right there. 4x4 off-road. Some kind of Lincoln that's too new for me. Old Buick Regal. I ain't seen one of them things in a long time. Oh yeah, here we go. Magnum wagon. I ain't seen one of them in forever either. Sure ain't. I don't know if that's, well, it's leaves of 5, so I think it's okay, but I ain't touching it. No sir. Well, I wanted to get inside of it, look at it. Here we go, here we go. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I think this is an 85 El Camino SS. I'm not a huge El Camino fan, but if I was going to own one, it would either be this body style or one from the 60s. I kind of like that. This is, he told me about these, they're kind of special SS. That's what they are, I guess. I don't know about them. They're too new for me, but they're both SS's. They're supposed to be kind of popular or something. I don't know. Got another old Bronco here. I don't know what year it is, but I guess it's brick nose. Is that what you call them? Then you get on over here to the older section again. We got us a short bed, square body right here. That's something we may fool with probably next time I'm out here. Let's just look inside of it real quick. Well, it's locked. We ain't gonna look at it. There's an OBS like my old 4-wheelie drive. Here we got a 60s C10. Ooh, she's had a little bit of Bondo work. Yep. They don't look to be in too bad a shape though. Just, you know, glancing at it, wonder if it's a 6 or a V8. Let's see if we can't pop the hood. Yep, straight 6. We have a Scout 2 XLC. I don't know. I don't know nothing about these either. I do like these trucks though. I think they're pretty sharp. I've never owned one, never worked on one. I don't know anything about them. He seems to have a whole lot of these. I think he's got 4, I believe. There is that another Scout? Let's go over here and look at it. I know in this building here there's a 97, let me get it right now. His brother owns it, I believe. A 97 WS6 convertible. There was one of 41. It's a pretty rare car. We'll look at it sometime before I leave. But let's look at this old International here. She's in kind of rough shape. Got a little bit of rust right back here. He's got one, and this may be it, but I don't think so. He's got one that he said came off of some kind of tour, something or another. It just had weeds and vines and trees growing up through it. It may be that red one in the shop. I'll have to ask him about it. But yeah, this one here's pretty rough. But I like the looks of it. Like him stripes down the back. Not bad looking. Can we pop the hood quickly? Well, I don't even know how you do it. We'll do it later. I think there's another Scout right there. And you got that short bed Ford. And then I'm gonna take you inside and show you the high dollar stuff. It's, yeah, we'll be taking a ride, and then I'm hoping I get to drive them because they are pretty powerful vehicles. Sure are. There's that old Ford. Is it F100? Yeah, F100 Ranger. Here's a Scout. That's not a Scout 2. This looks like it's real old. International Scout 800. Completely forgot about this in here. This was at his house. I think he drove it in this morning. I don't know what year it is, but it's a 60s C10. It's got, you know, it ain't in perfect condition, but it's still pretty sharp. It looks better than anything I own, sure enough. Not bad. Apparently, it's got LS1 in it too. Well, let's just see if we can pop the hood. Well, this one wants to be, there it goes. The other one will be aggravating. Oh yeah, got some Corvette covers on it. Now see, if you put these covers on it, I don't mind an LS too bad. But man, when you see all them coil packs, it's just an ugly motor, it really is. But they sure can make some pretty good power pretty easily, pretty cheaply too. I reckon everything he owns pretty much, except for maybe his house and his wife, my sister, is for sale. He owns this used car lot. And I don't know if he's full ownership of the Kia dealership or just partner. But anyway, he owns Kia dealership here in Goldsboro too. All of these vehicles you're seeing are for sale. Please do not contact me. I don't know nothing about them. If you do contact me, I'm just going to ignore you. If you are serious about wanting to buy one of these old vehicles, I will leave his email address right here. Please do not be a tire kicker. He's an extremely busy man. Only if you're serious, email him and y'all can talk about these old cars if you're interested. Now, let's go in the showroom, and that's where the high dollar stuff is. Oh yeah. I'm not going to tell you what they're worth just yet. I'm going to let him tell you about them. It may not be this week, maybe next week, but these are some extremely high dollar vehicles. And I'm going to get to drive them sometime in the next week or two. I'm very excited about that too. Yep. I don't even know what this is. Gladiator, Jeep, something or another. What did you call it? A Helephant?
We call them Helephant. That's an 840 horse Demon.
Okay. 840 horsepower, supercharged Demon. And then this is a, what is this? Challenger? Yeah. 392 Hemi. I don't know anything about these new vehicles, but it's another high dollar one. And I hope I get to drive it too. Yep. Then you got this yellow pickup over here, very, very sharp. You know, I got a 60, what is mine, a 65? It's not a step side, long bed. I'm gonna make a short bed, but these are pretty sharp. It's got a, what'd you say, LS3 in it. This thing here is, this is Barrett Jackson stuff right here. It's top notch, sure is. Got a custom dash in it and 6-speed. Pretty doggone sharp. Anyway, when he gets time, I don't know if it'll be this week, but I'll get him to go in detail about them. Wait a minute. There's one more sitting in the showroom. I forgot about it. Jeep Scrambler. It's a pretty nice little vehicle too. I guess that's a truck. Got a bed. Yep. Yep, it's a pretty nice vehicle too. Like I told y'all, I'm pretty sure every one of these are for sale, but please don't bother him unless you're serious. Anyways, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Here's the next day. Look what we got. brake shoes for the rear, brake fluid, and the fuel pump. Master cylinder will be here in, I don't know, a couple hours, so I'll go get that when it comes in. But now, for now, let me put this back together because we're done with it, other than bleeding. Let's go ahead and put the rear shoes on, get that out of the way. All right, let's get these here brake-a-lakes torn apart. I also know, by the way, you know, yesterday I mentioned those, there's cylinders back here in the corner, about that big around. Well, they are for vibration harmonics on convertibles, not just Corvairs. That I think they use them on Camaros too. It's seems like it says it's a big spring and fluid. It dampens vibration some kind of way. I don't know. That's just what I read on the interwebs. Anyways, let's get this here brake-a-lakes tore apart. There's one spring. Y'all sort of help me remember how these go. You know, I can't remember what I did 30 minutes ago, much less how this goes back together. I done got spoiled having a lift. Because this right here, well, it ain't no count being on my knees. No, sir. It sure ain't. All right, there is the old ones. I'm gonna leave that hooked just like that right there for now so I don't forget. Tall in the back. Hook this in here up. Just like that right there, and then that'll go in there. Have I told y'all how much I hate drum brakes lately? Well, I'm telling you now, I hate them, sure do. Laying down on the job. Something just fell off, my spring. The spring-a-lang. That is seized up. I need to go work on that. I shall return. All right, I got her freed up pretty doggone good. Let me get back down here and get this put on. Well, it's just falling apart on me. You sorry son of a gun, you. Get in there, you son of a gun. Well, I'm struggling here. I'm struggling real bad. I don't know how I'm gonna do this because I ain't got 4 hands. That's what it's gonna take to get this. Yeah, let me get down here again. Well, I finally got that spring on. That was that was extremely aggravating, I'll tell you what. I despise drum brakes. They should be against the law. Yeah, I gotta take this side back apart because that little plunger in the wheel cylinders turned cockeyes. I'll tell you what, fellas, I'll be back when I get these done. Well, as far as I can tell, I do believe those are installed somewhat correctly. Anyway, we got the tail light warranty here at the Backyard Butchery Emporium, MLS, capital of the world. And if you don't know what a tail light warranty is, that's when your tail lights are out of sight, so is your warranty. Let me get this put back on. I gotta do the other side. I gotta adjust these. Then we'll be back, and hopefully the master cylinder will be in by then. We'll go get it and hopefully finish up these brakes. Rear brakes are done. Also went ahead and aired up all the tires. I think we're gonna wait a little while before I go get that master cylinder. Let's go ahead and change out this fuel pump. It's pretty simple. All I gotta do is take these 2 lines off, and then I don't know if I can get down in here or not, but there's like a set screw right in that area. Loosen that and it should slip right out. So let us get that changed out real quick. I'm gonna pull these lines loose off this T firstly, if they don't round off. No, it broke loose. Awesome. That one broke free too. Awesomer. Got that one loose and that one loose. Now for my set screw down in here. What size are you, little buddy? Are you a 1/2 inch? Let us see. Yes, sir. But I think your lock nut is a 9 of the 16s. And ta-da, there it is. I'm gonna transfer this to this and then put it back in. All right, I got my fittings changed out. Let me look in this hole to see what we got. All it is this little thingamabob here. There's a guy, I'm assuming some kind of cam lobe. Just pushes that in and out like that. She does the pumping. Oh yeah. Let me get this put back on. Oh, there's a hole right there too that it's got to catch in. Well, we got an issue with the new fuel pump. And it is a Delphi or Delphi, however you say it, Technologies. But I think they may have went to China a few years ago. So, you know, par for the course. Anyway, here's the hole that little set screw goes in. This is the old one. See how big it is? See how small that one is? Well, the set screw won't go up in there and hold it down. If I don't get it in that hole, it's going to work loose eventually. So I did bring my drill and stuff. So let me drill this hole out to this size, and then we'll put it back on. Hopefully that'll work. All right, let's see if that'll work. Is that going to work? Let's just see. You have to push it down approximately like that. No, sir, it ain't. It's hitting right at the bottom of the hole. And I don't understand why, because all of this here looks to be the same. Let me do a little more investigating. Well, upon further investigation, it has another issue. It's either made wrong or maybe they're two different models. I don't know. But you see this little rod here? That's what works in and out, working the diaphragm in there. We see how long that one is. This is the new one. See how long it is? See how short the old one is? So I'm going to have to grind some off there. It won't let me push it all the way down to get into that hole. So I'm going to grind her down to that length right there. Hopefully that'll fix it. Let us grind. All right, let's go see if that'll work. Well, I measured from here to the top of that little rod, and it's within 5 thousandths of the old one, so I'm pretty sure this is going to work now. But let's stick her down in there and see. Oh yeah, she went in the hole that time. Let me get the rest of this hooked up, and then we'll fire it up and make sure that's going to be pumping. Well, I got everything hooked up. I'm going to fill these here carburetor devices up. Go hit the key and run back here and see if we're pumping any fuels. A little bit to grow on. Fire in the hole. Fire in the hole again. Watch right here. Hopefully it's going to start pumping pretty soon. Oh, there it goes. There she goes. Oh yeah, we got us a fuel pump now. Yeah, that's pretty old gas. So let me put this line back on here. I'm gonna run to town and get that master cylinder. I'm gonna get me some lunch because I'm a growing boy and I'm wasting away to nothing. And I'll get some more gasolines and put it in the tank. Maybe we can dilute that old gas enough to where it'll run halfway decent anyways. Back from town, I got us a master cylinder. That line there broke free. Thankfully, it was acting like it wasn't going to. Anyway, got us a master cylinder. Let me get that changed out. We've got to bleed the brakes. Then we'll fire it up, and I'm gonna drive around there over there to the wash bay. We'll probably give her a quick bath. Let me get this done real quick though. Well, I think I need a ratchet for that. I don't really know what this bottle is for. There's no hose hooked to it. What is this for? If you know, you're a Corvair connoisseur, well, let me know. Because I really don't know what that's for. It's got some green liquid in it. I don't know. All right. Come on out, little guy. I'm pretty sure there's something else holding it. But, there we go. I think it was just that rubber boot had it. All right, let's get the new one on. It's a wee bit different. It's got a bleeder up top there. But I don't think it's going to affect the operation of it. Let me hook this line up, and then I brought my power bleeder with me, but I don't know if I can hook it up to that or not. If not, I'll have to get me a helper. I'll have to get me a North Carolina handy dandy assistant. Drink up, little buddy, drink up. Y'all ain't gonna believe me unless I show you, but look here. This was in the box of my power bleeder, and I believe it goes just like that right there. And then you need 2 of these J-hooks and that piece of chain. And by George, I think it might work. Let me give her a try anyways. Well, I got that to fit. Now let's hook this pump up and get about 10 psi and make sure ain't nothing gonna leak. Then we'll start the bleeding process. I don't see nothing leaking, so I think we're good to go. I'm gonna start right here and bleed it right there. What size are you? Goodness, you're very small. What in the world? It's probably metrical, so I'm gonna get my metric crescent wrench. See if that'll work. Oh yeah, I just heard a bunch of air. Bunches and bunches. All right, here comes the fluids. Let me tap on it. I ain't seeing no air, so maybe that's all we got to do for the master cylinder. Let me go around and bleed all the brakes. I may have to jack it up, take the wheels off. I don't know. Anyway, let me get them bled, and I shall return. Y'all look at this pedal right here. It don't move an inch and a half. It's the firmest pedal I've ever seen in my life. That scares me to death. Let me roll out of this thing first. Oh yeah. Anyway, that scares me to death because I've never in my entire life had brakes like that. Makes me think there's something wrong. I do know this wheel back here, I couldn't get no fluid out of it. So I stomped on the pedal very gently, and whatever was stopping it up come flying out. So I got fluid out of there. There was only air in the back, the front were fine, but that pedal being that firm, that high up, that's just weird to me. Anyway, let me put the air breather stuff back on. We'll go right over yonder to that bay and give the old girl a bath first time in no telling how long. I gotta figure out this transmission. Is it a 3-speed or a 4-speed? And where is reverse? Let's see what this does. Ooh, that's forward, that's forward. I like to run into that Scout. There's reverse. Pedal is all the way at the top too. I can't see a dead blame thing. Trying to keep from running over a washing machine sitting over there. And not hit this big old Cadillac over there. Oh, here we go. I think we're making it now. Oh yeah, the brakes are pretty good. All right, let's get her around there and give her a bath. Well, after many long years, the old girl is roadworthy once again. Yes, sir. She's been waiting on us a long time. Don't look too bad. Cleaned up pretty good, if I must say so myself. Now that we got the top down, we are ready to cruise to town. Oh, yeah. Let's jump in the old thing. We'll drive her down the road a mile or two, shake it down, just see how it does. Let us hit the road. This highway out here is extremely busy. I really hope that we don't get run over, but it is a possibility. I don't know if the blinkers are working or not. I don't know if the brake lights work. We'll go down this back road here a little piece and see how she does. She got a little miss. I imagine it's that old gas. It needs to be run out. Actually, just fill it up with fresh, probably help it out a bunch. I'm not sure that I have ever rode around in a convertible. This is pretty nice. Kind of like it. We are cruising in fourth gear, about 50 mile an hour. Whole thing drives pretty good. Brakes work very good. I'm very pleased with them. Yep, sure am. Which way do we go? Let's go right. I'm just going to shut up. Let's drive for a little bit. Well, I reckon that'll wrap it up for this week's video, but I can now say I have worked on and gotten an old Corvair roadworthy once again. Oh yeah. What are we doing next week? Well, y'all saw there's a bunch around here to do. I'm just going to pick one to start on it, so I reckon you'll have to tune in next week to see what we're doing. Anyways, appreciate y'all watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you don't mind, hit that like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends. And until next time, go do something. Blur, blur.